Okay, folks, we're going to talk about a few just tips and tricks that I have learned over the years with colored pencil. The first one we are going to talk about here, you can see I've already layered some value down, is how to lift color, because colored pencil does not erase very well, but you can lift color with Scotch tape. So we're going to try this here. The trick is to not lose the end of your tape. Sometimes I'll just attach it to a pencil so that I don't lose the tail of the tape. But I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on the tape and burnishing down. And I'm lifting up. This ideally would be repeated several times. I'm going to tear off another piece of tape, and each time I do it, it's going to get a little bit lighter. So it just really depends on how much value you're trying to get rid of. I can burnish a little bit harder if I want to. You got to be careful depending on the type of paper that you're using. You don't want to damage the paper. I'm just pressing that down a little bit and peeling some more up. So that is significantly lightening my value. I'm going to use a couple of different erasers and kind of show you also that you can use some eraser with colored pencil to continue to lighten the value. This is just a rubber eraser. This is a Factus eraser. And I'm going to do just one strip right here. So you can see that works to lift quite a bit of color as well. If I took this over to my Scotch tape, I could lighten it even more. So this is Scotch tape with the Factus. And this eraser is a sand eraser, so there's a little bit of an abrasive quality to it. This is typically used for ink, but you can also use it with colored pencil. I personally don't think that it works that well. I mean, you can see it's lightening a little bit more. Maybe if I zoom in here for you guys to see a little bit more, you can see some small detail, but because it is fairly abrasive, you don't want to strip all the tooth of your paper away. So you can see I did get a little bit more out there. Again, it's a sandpaper.
Call from +150.
And let's see here. My kneaded eraser. I'll warm it up a little bit here. So I'm going to try to use the kneaded right here. And that's taken up pretty well, and you can stamp it. I still think the Factus is working the best, it seems, but depends on what tools you have available to you. They're all pretty comparable, it looks like. Now in terms of blending and burnishing, burnishing is where we're trying to build up our value to a point where it gets a nice sheen to it. You don't want to do it right away because it will get a wax bloom, and it will be hard to layer over the top of it. So you're building up values, and I'm just using two colors right here. But I still have quite a bit of tooth showing through the white of the paper. So a couple of tools that you can use. This is a Prismacolor clear blender marker. And I'm just going to do like a little strip across this way. And you can kind of see it is getting rid of the tooth, but it's not necessarily blending those two colors very much. We're getting rid of the white of the paper, which is good. So this is not just a save all, you know, you still have to do nice technique and nice craftsmanship and blend your pencil together. This is just going to help you with the tooth. Now notice it is getting dirty. I usually have a scrap paper off to the side that I can do a few strokes with my pen on and kind of clean it off so I'm not cross-contaminating my colors. So this one was the marker, and this one is a clear colorless blender pencil. So I'm going to do the same kind of thing. I think this blends the pencil a little bit more. But again, you see it's getting a little bit darker because we're getting rid of the tooth. And this is what burnishing is for. We want that final finish to have a nice polished look to it. So you can see you got rid of the tooth, and this will also take up some color. So again, with my scrap paper, I kind of twist it and turn it to clean off my pencil. Of course, light colors always blend, but it is going to lighten the tone. So I'll kind of do this one across so you can kind of see. That is definitely getting rid of the tooth, but it's also significantly lightening my colored pencil right here. So hopefully that helps you with a couple of little tips and tricks.